Hey there, friends. Meteorologist Shane Smith here with you on Friday, March 31st, 2023. Going to be a busy day of weather across the Commonwealth, so let's get right to it. We have a warm front lifting into the state as we speak. You can see ahead of it, showers are breaking out down in southern Missouri and southern Illinois, and those showers are going to push eastward overnight and arrive in the state early in the day on Friday. We're recording this late Thursday evening. Now, as that rain moves in, that first round in the morning shouldn't be severe, just a few scattered thunderstorms, a little bit of heavy rain. Then in the evening hours, a cold front that is right now well off to our west, back in the Four Corners region, will push eastward. As that front moves in, that's when the winds begin to crank and the thunderstorm chance ramps way up there. And as this strong area of low pressure is going to form back over South Dakota and northern Nebraska, it's going to push eastward. And this is going to be a very strong low pressure, not quite as strong as the one that brought us the big winds a few weeks back, but pretty strong for this time of year. And there's going to be some big wind with this. Maybe not quite the 70-mile-per-hour gust we saw last time, but several gusts of 50 look possible. So let's first break down the severe weather risk. We're going to start east and work our way west. Out in far eastern Kentucky, in the dark green, that's a 1 out of 5 on the severe scale. That's a marginal risk. The chances of severe weather in eastern Kentucky looking the lowest. We go into central Kentucky from the I-75 corridor over to I-65, so Bowling Green, London, Danville, Campbellsville, E-Town, Louisville, Frankfort, Covington, all the way from Lexington, even around Winchester up to Maysville. This is a 2 out of 5. This is a slight risk. Here we may have a little better chance of wind damage and an isolated tornado. We go west of Bowling Green into the orange, so Owensboro, Madisonville, Hopkinsville, Land Between the Lakes, Murray, Paducah proper. You are in a 3 out of 5 on the severe weather scale, an enhanced risk. That is where the best chance of severe weather is going to be today on Friday, March 31st. And out in far western Kentucky, a 4 out of 5. Down in the Boot Hill over by Missouri, we are talking a very rare occurrence. We do not get many moderate risk in Kentucky. That is where the best chance of severe weather is going to be. This map will likely change as you're waking up and the Storm Prediction Center puts out their new update early on Friday morning. We're recording this Thursday night around 11 o'clock. Friday morning around 7, 8, 9 a.m., somewhere in that time frame, they're going to update this map, and we're going to have to see where that moderate risk ends up, and possibly do they add a 5 on this? Do we get a high risk day out of this? And it is possible. Don't know if it'll necessarily happen in Kentucky, but it is possible. There is going to be a ton of shear with this storm system. I am going to focus mainly on Kentucky right now, and got the old HRRR model, the high resolution rapid refresh, pulled up, and it's doing a really good job with the rain placement right now. So it's moving things in about 1 o'clock Central Time into far western Kentucky. That rain will push eastward. Louisville, morning commute, looking soggy. Same story. Bowling Green, Lexington, London, Somerset, Covington, Frankfort, Danville. These areas going to be definitely a little bit on the wet side. That's going to push into eastern Kentucky during the late morning hours. Let's say 8, 9, 10 from Hazard and Moorhead points to the east. We may even see a rumble of thunder or two early in the afternoon as that warm front lifts through. We see a break in the action, and then Friday night and during the overnight early Saturday is when the squall line will move in, and any storms ahead of the squall line could rotate, and there could even be embedded rotation in the line of storms. So we can't rule out the threat of tornadoes Friday night and Saturday morning. So you will want a way to get weather warnings through the overnight. The timing on the best chance of severe weather. We're going to say Louisville to Bowling Green and points westward. So western Kentucky Looks like starting about 6 o'clock Central Time, going through, we'll say about 11 o'clock. That's when you're going to be under the gun the most. We take the area from I-65 to I-75. This looks like sometime around 10 o'clock East Coast time through about 2 or 3 in the morning. Far Eastern Kentucky, this is going to be an overnight event for you. This one's going to wake you up about 2, 3 in the morning. Should wrap up around 6 or 7 in the morning. And then the wind continues to crank. Even outside of thunderstorms, the wind gusts are going to be intense on this one, friends. Let's map it out for you. Friday, this is noon Central, 1 East Coast time. Gust ahead of the storm system, 30 to 40 miles per hour. Then notice as we push into the evening hours, that wind picks up as that very strong area of low pressure comes by. Anytime you see yellows on here, those are gusts upwards of 60 miles per hour. You get that dark yellow, that's 70. So some pretty intense gust. And then even after the storms during the day on Saturday, we're going to still see some gusts maybe pushing 40 or 50 as that strong area of low pressure passed by to our north. So Friday is definitely going to be a day, and Saturday, where you want to stay weather aware. Plan for power outages Saturday with as much wind as we've seen already this late winter and early spring. Probably going to be more trees down, probably going to be more power lines down, more shingle damage, more siding damage. And to top it all off, this isn't the only chance of these things in the forecast. Let's look ahead to the future a little bit. Go to the European model. You see that storm system passing on through. Saturday is windy. We see improving conditions Sunday, but we go into next week. Look at this. Look at this massive area of low pressure showing up on the European model. That's a 979 millibar low pressure near southern Wisconsin and up into Iowa. That, my friends, is the equivalent of a Category 2 or Category 3 hurricane. That's a really strong area of low pressure rolling through the Great Lakes region, and you see squall line with it, big time cold front. We may do the severe weather thing over again on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then the pattern may lock and load again towards next weekend. Now, we'll have to wait and see, but before that, we're going to really warm up. In fact, we may make a run mid to upper 70s early next week before that front pulls in, and then we're in a little bit of a big cool down phase. 50s and 30s, maybe even some 20s in there for lows if the GFS long range model is right. I don't know if I'm willing to buy that just yet, but we are going to have to keep a close eye on that. So, to recap, severe weather likely tonight. Have a plan. Make sure you know where your safe space is. You want an interior room, preferably a closet, bathroom, or basement. No windows in the center of the house. Put as many walls between you and the outside world as possible, and have something to protect your head if a tornado warning is issued for your location. Know where that safe space is, friends, and have a place to get to if you're in a mobile home. You do not want to ride out a tornado in a mobile home. It's not a good idea. Then have ways to get warnings. Apps on your phone are a great thing. That's one good way. Weather radios, another great thing. We got a link to a great weather radio down in the description below. Just as a disclaimer, if you do order off that link, I do get a small commission off that. But those Midland weather radios are life-saving tools, and you can program them to just go off for your county. Also, be willing and ready and able to deal with the wind on Saturday. Have a plan for dealing with power outages. Make sure, not a bad idea to have a cooler with some ice ready in case power goes out. You can throw your freezer stuff in there. Hopefully try to get another day or two out of it. At least let it sit, in there. Don't open it for a bit, and then transfer it to that ice down cooler and try to keep that temperature as cold as you can to preserve anything in your freezer. Don't want to lose food. So that's it. We'll keep an eye on the weather today. Be sure to stay weather aware. If you like the content we are providing, please hit that like or subscribe button. It helps me out a whole lot. And we're going to get through this one. Not trying to scare anybody, but just let you guys know what to expect. So until next time, friends, take care. Stay weather aware.